It's something that makes every range session a lot more enjoyable, makes every hunt a lot more fun, and that is shooting with suppressors. Hey everybody, we have got a video today that I have been wanting to do for a long time, and it's something that makes every range session a lot more enjoyable, makes every hunt a lot more fun and a lot more enjoyable, and that is shooting with suppressors. What we're going to do, we're going to take 3 different caliber rifles. We're going to take a 6.5 Creedmoor, a 7 Backcountry, and a 300 Win Mag. And what we're going to do is shoot each one of them without a suppressor, which I hate doing now. And then we're going to shoot one with a Brand X suppressor. And then we're going to shoot with the Dead Air Ti XC Nomad. But you guys have an assignment as well. I want you all to listen and pay attention to the difference in the sounds, and then we'll come back and we'll discuss what that difference is, and then just all the different advantages of hunting and shooting with a suppressor. I have not had to put a pair of these on in quite some time. In fact, you know what? I'll share something with you. We just did an event not too long ago, and we had some new shooters at the event, and one of them had never shot with a suppressor before, and I thought he described it perfectly. He's like, man, this is so civilized. It's like flying first class. So you guys, if you haven't shot with a suppressor, and you do, you'll never go back, I promise, because you don't have to put these on. So this very first one is the 6.5 Creedmoor and non-suppressed. Put the cool guy shades on. Okay, first up, going hot, going loud. All right, so this is Brand X suppressed. Okay, this is the Dead Air Nomad Ti XC. We're now shooting the 7 Backcountry. All right, Brand X suppressed. And then this one's the Nomad, Dead Air. All right, this is the 300 Win Mag. Jiminy Christmas. Brand X. With the Nomad. All right, so y'all could definitely tell the difference when we went from unsuppressed to the next suppressor, which was Brand X, but then also a difference of going from Brand X to the Dead Air Nomad. So one of the things that we appreciate about what Dead Air has done is pretty much all the suppressor companies have the same goal in mind. They're trying to get to a certain decibel rating. Most of them are going to be in the mid to lower 130s is what most of them are able to shoot for. Dead Air is taking it a step further, and they're going for tone, what you actually hear and how it affects what you hear. Now on camera and with our microphones, we'll never really be able to replace what you hear in person if you come to one of our classes. But the main thing that you're going to notice whenever you go from that first suppressor that we shot to the Nomad is on the first one, you still have that crack, and I'm trying to explain it the best that I can, but you still have that crack, and it's still relatively sharp on your ears. It's still safe, but still relatively sharp. But with the Dead Air, you just get more of a dull tone, and it doesn't just keep extending out either. It's just shoot and it's done and it's over with, and just a lot more pleasant on the ear. So that's one of the things that we really like about this one. The other one that I did not mention is we also have the L version. It's still the Nomad Ti XC, but with an L, and you can see why. It's because it's longer, which gives you even more suppression and a lower decibel rating. And there's different applications depending on what you're shooting and you know, whether you're hunting, you're at the range, and what length of barrel that you're actually shooting with as well. All right, so as far as our classes go, we use the two different versions that we have here from Dead Air. We have a mixture of the Nomad Ti XC and then also the L, and we just kind of mix and match so that our clients can see you know, what each one does a little bit differently. As far as the specs go, specifically on the non-L, this one comes in at 9.9 ounces. It's going to add an additional 8.5 inches to the end of your barrel. You can do a direct thread, which is what we do, and then Dead Air also has what they call their Xeno adapter, which allows you to connect differently, and then also use a multitude of different quick connects as well. Okay, so let's just talk about some of the advantages of shooting or hunting with a suppressor. We'll start with the obvious, is the sound reduction or the noise reduction. As far as shooting unsuppressed, most of your bigger calibers, as a 300 Win Mag, a 7mm, are going to be in that 165 to 175 decibel rating. OSHA says that anything from 140 decibel rating and lower is safe for your ears without having to use any protection. So like I mentioned earlier, most of the suppressor companies are trying to get into that low to mid 130s. Here at our classes, we shoot everything 100% suppressed. We do have people that bring their own rifles, and now we even require them to put suppressors on them because nobody wants to sit next to that guy, and you don't want to be that guy. So it just makes a world of difference whenever you're in that type of an environment with that many guns going off. So another thing to consider is that suppressors can actually prevent you from developing bad habits, or really help new people that are coming into shooting, or kids, women that maybe haven't been shooting as much either. The reason for that is, one, without a suppressor, obviously it's very loud, it startles people, you start flinching. The other thing, with most suppressors, you're going to have a reduction in recoil. So when I shot that 300 Win Mag, when I shot it without a suppressor, and then I went back to suppressed, definitely a huge difference. So if you've got somebody brand new coming in and they've got a gun that's going to be much quieter and have reduced recoil, they're not going to start that bad flinching habit. Now let's talk about hunting. What are the advantages of hunting with a suppressor? So there's really, in my mind, two different styles of hunting. One, you're either sitting in a blind or a tree stand, or two, you're hunting out west and you're spot and stalk and you're on the move all the time. So when you're sitting in a blind, if you've done any type of blind hunting at all, it's no fun sitting there with muffs on your ears or with earbuds in the entire time. That is the main advantage of hunting with a suppressor, is that you just flat out don't have to do that. The other thing, like states here in Texas where we are, you can take more than one deer, or we do a lot of hog hunting down here. You shoot suppressed and you take an animal, a lot of times if the animals do take off, they come back, and sometimes they don't even take off. They're going to jump and disperse just a little bit, and they end up coming right back, giving you a second opportunity. Now, as far as out west goes, if you've done any western hunting at all, I have not seen anybody that's walking around with muffs on their ears. One, it just kind of looks ridiculous, but it's very uncomfortable. You can't hear other things going around. That's one of the main things that you're using for western hunting is your ears. You're listening for that bugle, or you're listening for a grunt, or you're listening for a twig to snap, and you just can't do that. The other thing, it's a lot of hurry up and shoot. You get on a herd of elk and you've got to make a quick decision. You're not going to have time to say, oh wait, I need to put my ear pro on, because you just don't have time to do that. So what do most people do if they're not shooting suppressed? They just go ahead and shoot, and guess what? You end up with tinnitus and your ears are ringing constantly, or you got a buddy that doesn't want to go with you anymore because you're blasting him out every time, or if you're a guide, they really like you if you're hunting suppressed. All right, so Dead Air has a full line of suppressors. I've just pretty much talked about two different ones here, but they have a full line that's rated from anything full auto to what we chose with the Nomad Ti XC. The reason that we chose it, Our classes are focused on hunters. That's what we're all about, is the hunting community. That's what we train for. And that's why we chose the Nomad Ti XC, is because it's lightweight. It doesn't add a lot of length to the end of our hunting rifle. And we're doing a lot of hunts out west. We don't want to add that extra weight, and we need a lot of maneuverability. So it was the best choice for us. Be sure you go and check out all that they have to offer. You can go to deadairsilencers.com, and I will see you guys on the next video.